Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the I Fox Juice podcast. I am your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the very loud shouting to my Kimberly Guilfoyle speech, Reen. What's going on, Reen?
I haven't seen that clip yet.
You still haven't? The first
No,
one?
man.
Oh, no. You told me about her, Reen, and you didn't tell me about this fucking magic.
I avoided that because I just didn't want to get into that rabbit hole. Like, I didn't want to hear her screaming.
It's not a rabbit hole. It's
okay.
Pure delight. It's amazing.
All right, maybe I'll tackle it. I don't know, man. Just her face and just her mouth all like that. Like, it just didn't appeal to me. I'm like, no, you're your plastic face. You look better when you're with Mayor Newsom.
She looked. I saw pictures finally. She looked way different. It was.
Right?
She looks like two different people, and it's not even necessarily like a good and a bad thing. She just looks like different, like so different than now. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry, apologize. We weren't. I had a situation come here at home that I could not do the podcast, so that was totally on me. I'm sorry about that, but in the time being, I have not really kept up with much politics stuff because it's just been draining. But I started seeing clips, and I was late to this party of this Kimberly Guilfoyle chick, who Reen had mentioned on the podcast episodes ago. I just knew her as Donald Trump's girlfriend. I had no idea what she looked like or what she believed or nothing. And then I see the speech at the RNC, and my God, I fell in love. I wanted to marry her then and then. I was Kellyanne Conway stan forever, but I would drop kick Kellyanne Conway to get a Kimberly Guilfoyle because this bitch is fucking bananas, and that's all I need.
You sick bitch.
No, she's sick. I'm down with it.
Man, okay, now I really have to see why you want to marry her.
Oh, I mean, you knew my stance on Kellyanne Conway before, and that was just because of an outfit. I didn't even know anything about her. But this one, she's insane.
Did you say you wanted to hate fuck her?
I don't think I said that, but I'd be down with it.
Wait, was that a different one?
No, I think that's Ann Coulter.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
wrong,
I know, all whites
wrong broad, yeah. wrong white chick.
I'm still convinced, like, there's rumor mills about Ann Coulter that supposedly her shit ain't even legit, that it's all an act, which I wouldn't be all that surprised by. And it would really make me laugh, but it's fucked up because she's such a cruel, inhuman fucking monster. But whatever. I mean, if she makes money, I guess that's the American way, right? But yeah.
Of course. Of course. Why do you think that dude Tucker Nelson or whatever that asshole's name is still on?
No, Tucker Carlson is really like that. That dude's legit like that. I've seen enough of that guy that he's...
But it makes money.
Well,
whatever to make money. That's the bottom line. Like, whatever to make money. I'll talk whatever shit. So, I mean, even Trump does the same thing. Whatever to make money, right? Ratings are all that matters to him. So, yeah, I'm not surprised.
That still blows my mind that a president puts so much stock in ratings for shit. I mean, political shit, you know? And then when celebrities rail against him, like, oh, you're low-rated show. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, you're not the head of NBC or whatever.
Seriously. Such a crazy fucking world, man. It's all about ratings.
Imagine where we'd be, Reen, if we did it all for the ratings, if we did it all for the listener numbers, you know?
Oh, my God. We'd be, like, sellouts? Would
we, though?
Like... majority of MMA Twitter?
I can't even call them that. I can't. I can't.
Oh, man.
I don't see a lot of people making money. Sellouts,
True that.
Assumes that you're making mass quantities of money.
They're just fake.
Yeah, it's been a while, clearly, people. And even a week off has not brightened this up a lot. Except for Kimberly Guilfoyle, that she made my day. She legitimately made that my day that day. It was not a great day, and saw that and got immediately better. If you guys haven't seen it and you want to see some comedy, I highly suggest it. If you're into politics in any way, you probably already seen this, but if you haven't, highly suggest it because I love seeing crazy broads on TV, and she is in fact that. So that is it for our cold open, I guess.
Well, can I give a shout out to Jennifer Maya real quick? Jennifer Maya, man, I hated you so much for missing weight, and you just, I don't know, you drove me to do this challenge that I started. Because I'm like, why the fuck could you not make weight? Why can't fighters make weight? I went through a dramatic change with my diet. I started to train more, but just over the course of me hating on Jennifer Maya, my shoulders started to heal up better. I started to feel much better about myself, just like my body overall, just the way it's moving around, because I couldn't really move as much as I wanted to. I was constantly in pain, and if you follow me long enough, you know that I've been struggling with chronic shoulder pain. But you couldn't tell because I don't complain about it. I don't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because it's been so chronic. But yeah, my hate for her actually helped me lose like 17.6 pounds in the first 30 days. And I'm still doing this challenge. And I'm still like working out like, 6 days a week. I'm trying to burn at least 1,000 calories each time I'm in the gym. I'm like doing intense workouts and, lifting weights and whatnot. So yeah, thanks for that. I know you did make weight in your previous fight. You're about to fight, what's her name? Valentina. So good luck to you. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jennifer and say thank you for that. So funny, man. My hate for her drove me to do this. And my shoulder is now getting better. It's like, it's manageable. Even like today, I was doing like spinning attacks on the bag. I was going hard. My fucking shoulder went numb. And I was scared. I was like, oh fuck, I fucked up my shoulder again. That's it. I'm not going to be able to roll. I wanted to roll this upcoming week. I was ready to go on the mats and After a while, I just took care of it, iced it, and it was good to go. It's manageable. It's no longer just chronic and I get to suffer. It's manageable now, so. Oh, and then also shout out to Cindy too. I don't know if you guys follow her or not, but she's on Twitter and she's on Instagram. She's a Muay Thai fighter. I think is she in Australia?
Cindy Marasic?
Yeah. She was giving me pointers about eating good food that's gonna help with like inflammation, reduce inflammation, whatnot. And she was giving me pointers too. So yeah, after I posted my like weigh-in results, like, commented on certain things, like, and even posted a picture of my shoulder or whatever, like, I got like feedback on what I should do and whatnot. So like that whole hate towards Jennifer Mile just like opened up a few doors. So thank you. It's wild, right?
I find it funny too that it all kind of originated on the podcast. You didn't even know Jennifer Meyer before she came into the UFC, and I told you how great she was. Which, she's still good. Clearly, she just beat JoJo a few weeks back, and yeah, is on the precipice of a title shot. But yeah, she was just fucking up with the weight, and you actually put your money where your mouth is and wanted to see what it was about, and obviously learn stuff about yourself and. You progressed. So who says all this shit about haters are just losers and haters don't accomplish anything with their lives? Hate is also a hell of a motivator.
It helps me a lot, definitely, when I go in the gym. It's great. It's been great. I can't wait to go train again tomorrow. Just crush it in the gym. It's been great, man. Not having any pain, Juice. I noticed my attitude changed too, and I even told Coach Urban that. I sent him a message earlier. He sent me something on shoulder pain and whatever, and I was like, man, these videos and whatever tips you've been helping me with, and even like just kicking my ass and calling me a sissy for lifting weights using dumbbells instead of barbells, like even that, it helped me. Yeah, I had to thank him for that as well, because it was a mental struggle, having chronic pain. Yeah, hate is a big motivator, man. You just gotta use it in the right way, you know?
Yeah, and anyone listening to the show, if this is not your first time listening, you know that I love trolling. Yeah, I'm a big fan of good troll jobs, but few and far between now. There's a reason we haven't gone with the many player haters of the week lately. Just there's negativity and then there's good trolling, and I haven't seen a lot of good trolling. But yeah, this was different because this was just to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And obviously, you're not a pro fighter, and we don't know, your body is not her body, and there's all kinds of factors. But still, you're a mom. You have your own life. You're definitely not trying to fight professionally, and yet you're still able to do what you're doing. So yeah, all
Yeah,
the props to you, Reen.
I can't even call myself a practitioner.
Yeah.
I just train because I love it, you know? I like being in the gym. I like challenging myself.
That's a good way to go about it. That's a good way to say it.
Yep. I like getting yelled at and shit and getting my ass kicked, so ain't nobody fucking sugarcoating shit at the gym, that's for sure.
Do it for the love of the game.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah. That's our cold open. The rewind is going to be very hit and miss and very random since we didn't do a show last week. So we're just going to talk about things that come to mind in the past week or so. The fights this weekend aren't going to be that great, so there's not too much on there. But we got plenty of headlines and we got a few really good matchups. And of course, a news story as always. So let's jump right into it. Let's get into the rewind of the past 2 weeks of UFC. What we did not get to cover, well, I should say review, was the Edgar Munoz card. And we talked about a few fights, but the fights I'm remembering, of course, with the ladies, Amanda Lemos beat the shit out of Mizuki Inoue. That was actually kind of hard to watch, and that's something I never thought I'd see Mizuki go through. So Lemos, with her drug scandal and whatnot, and going down in weight so drastically, looks really good at the weight class. So props to her. And then Shannon Dobson fucking stole the show that night, man. Jesus, I feel like a dumbass.
Dude, that sucks, man. Because I was high on, what's her name, Agapova.
There's no reason to not be high on her. I mean, yeah, I said it that night. She marked out. Yeah. She did.
Yeah, and Dobson, I guess, saw that spread, and she's like, oh, fuck no. Nuh-uh, it's not going to happen. Like, weeks before, like, she already saw the spread. Yeah. How much of an underdog she was.
I think it was proven, right? If she's not number one, she's probably number two, as far as, like, the biggest underdog ever to win a fight in the UFC.
I think she was the biggest underdog.
I think she's, like, up there with, like, Holly Holm and Matt Serra. Like, yeah, probably even beat them, the odds. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, she was it. She had that.
Yeah.
The number one spot. So good for her for turning around, man. Hopefully, like, Agapova, like, will learn from this.
That's the thing. Like, people that were like, it's probably their first or second time watching, like, this is how she fights always. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. And clearly now it's broke. So now you got to address it. You got to fix it somehow. Yeah. But I don't blame her for going the way she did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it definitely, like, put her in a good spot, right? It landed her in the UFC. So now maybe it is time to kind of mature a little.
And what's funny, there's two interesting takes from this. One, she said pre Shannon Dobson fight that she wanted to take her time and like let her hands speak for themselves. Like, she wanted to be more technical. She made a point of that. And once you get in the octagon, once you get in the ring, plans fly out the window. I understand. It was just interesting that she said that. But she'd also had an interview, I think, weeks ago, saying something about her style. And she said something, I think her fight with Tracy Cortez on the Contender Series like a year ago really affected her, because I guess she thought that the reason she lost that fight is because she didn't do enough. Like, she was too hesitant. So I think she vowed that she was, like, just going to go balls to the wall from here on out, which, again, she's done pretty good of. She's done a pretty good job with. But Shannon Dobson's not the best fighter, but she's got some UFC veteran status, and looks like that was enough It's tough enough and had a good enough gas tank to take her out. And yeah, got the TKO win. So yeah, good for Dobson. She got the 50,000 performance of the night bonus. So more money in her pocket. So yeah, we're kind of hating on Dobson. We kind of clowned her, and she did good. She did rabbit punch Agapova a few times. I will say that, but she was kind of done for, so I don't really put a lot of stock in it. But yeah, crazy fight. The main event, Frankie Edgar and Pedro Munoz. I don't know if you watched the fight or if you did, Reen. Do you remember how you scored it? Because it seemed like there was a big point about scoring that one.
This one I didn't watch because I was already like, fuck, all my picks are all fucked up anyways.
It's a really close fight. I suggest you watch it. The Destined, I know you watched part 1. Part 2 is interesting because they show him after the fight. So that was crazy. Frankie Edgar got fucked up. I mean, he won the fight, but he still got fucked up. Even if you think he actually won the fight. Yeah, that was not a fun fight for Edgar. Fun fight to watch, not a fun fight for Edgar. But yeah, I guess there was rumors that he was probably going to be next for Jan because Frankie Edgar, that tends to happen. But no, it looks like Aljo's actually going to get a shot from what even Dana's saying. So let's see. We got to hold his feet to the flames, man. We got to make sure that happens.
I hope so, because they always fuck up the black man. Come on, man.
Well, with this one in particular, I mean, John Jones, Dana will escort him out on a fucking limo out of jail, but Aljo,
there's something about him. He's just too damn. I don't know. Like, maybe he needs to move to New Mexico and like shoot guns or something. Like, what is it? Well, why do they treat him like this? He earned that spot, but it's just so tough. Like, they're so worried about money, man. And I see it, especially during this COVID era.
I was gonna say, I think there's something to it that you can say is money. It can also be just old habits die hard. I know these aren't necessarily old habits, but the way it's been going for the past year or two of so many money fights and fuck who's the rightful contender, just who's gonna sell. I think it's starting to get hard for them to go back to that because Aljo is the clear number 1 contender forever. And then was this 3-4 years ago, he for sure would have got the shot. But shit, I would even say 5 or 6 years ago because it was probably in the Conor era that this shit all changed. But
yeah. And do people really stay ready during this time either? Like, because there's been fighters that's been like, going through some mental challenges. And maybe that's another reason why too, like they're trying to get all these fights together, but some of them just don't form because fighters aren't ready or whatever. But Aljo's been ready forever, right? And he's been active this year?
Well, yeah, he fought
earlier.
He fought Sandhagen in May
or something like
May,
that.
June.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he fought earlier this year, but the staying ready thing is interesting because, yeah, how can you stay ready if you don't have a fight lined up? Depending on where you live, your gym may not even be open.
Yeah.
So what do you do there? I mean, yeah, you should probably be definitely at home lifting weights, running, doing the simple stuff to stay in shape. But can you actually do fight training?
Right. And just eat right. It's hard to just eat right in the first place, especially if your family members are just eating whatever they want. And you're locked up with them.
You're Mexican.
Kelvin. I know. I was thinking about Kelvin.
Pobrecito.
Oh, mijo. Eat. You look too skinny. Did I do that right?
Yeah. And that's all we kind of have to look forward to. And honestly, in some families, I'm being a wise ass, but no, it's true. Like in some cultures, some families, like fucking pig out, man.
Right. And that's the time you get to really.
Single people are doing that. I mean, single people are like just digging into the chips and ice cream and fuck it because there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with Edgar though, do you think he'll stay at this weight class?
He said he will.
And then ride it out?
He looked good. I mean, he hurt Munoz on a few occasions. He got hurt too. But I think it speaks to that this is a good weight class for him because Frankie hasn't hurt too many dudes in his career. It's kind of rare when it happens. So if he can hurt people here, clearly the weight class suits him well.
Damn,
and if he can take punches from Munoz, which obviously former champion Cody Garbrandt could not. It goes to show that like he's fighting dudes his size. Like if the weight cut was that bad, he would have knocked him out with some of the shots he took. But the weight cut isn't too drastic, and since he's fighting guys his own size, he can take it. Because I mean, shit, he's gotten hit by dudes like Gray Maynard who are weighed 155, but in fight now we're probably like 180. Yeah, I mean he's taking bombs from fucking monsters. Like he can take it.
Damn, that's so crazy that he did this late in the game. It's
I mean,
unfortunate he didn't do it earlier.
Oh, but props. I mean, I'm sure you can respect this. I mean, you of all people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At his age and dropping down and looking fucking great with the youngsters, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Yeah, I definitely recommend you go back and watch it because you won't regret it. It was a good fight. It was a decision, but it was a really good fight. I was thoroughly entertained. And with last week's fight, a lot of stories with the ladies. So Polyana Viana, who I was just writing off since a good while back. I think ever since she lost to JJ Aldrich, I was like, nah. Yeah. But man, she fucking armbarred the shit out of Emily Whitmire, who's no joke on the ground herself. I mean, she just got submitted by Veronica Macedo not too long ago. I was like, Viana's like, nah. And maybe her mind wasn't in it, but the way that she submitted Whitmire, I think it was like one of the fastest submissions in that weight class. Man, Viana looked fucking good. It was nasty too. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about her because she was on like a 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
You know, and then she comes in and just beautiful armbar. She trapped her right arm and then attacked the left arm.
It looked like she
beautiful.
It looked like she wasn't gonna get it because it looked kind of like when you first see it, it looked kind of sloppy, and then she just caught Whitmire slipping and fucking got it good.
Mm-hmm. Damn, and then the way Emily like screamed too.
I don't blame her.
Wow.
Surprised she didn't cry. Yeah. That was brutal. And speaking of brutal, fucking Mallory Martin, man.
Yeah.
So if you guys, I don't know how you guys haven't seen it if you're listening to this, but Mallory Martin scored possibly the comeback of the year, right? I mean,
yeah, gotta be.
I mean, well, there was some fights like Daniel Rodriguez, that tatted up dude that choked out Tim Means a few months back. He fought a few weeks ago and nearly got killed and came back. So that was a good one too. It might have even been on the same card, but oh my God, O'Malley Martin did. I mean, she legitimately got knocked out. She could have got knocked out 3 times. Like that was that fight continued the way it was, that would have been called one of the worst stoppages ever because they could have stopped it so much sooner. She got dropped by the overhand right and was there, but she got walloped one more time on the mat, and you could see her feet go limp. She went out and then immediately woke back up and somehow had enough, just it was just all guts, man, because there was nothing else going on. She had no legs. She had no idea where she was at, but she was just hanging in there and ended up pulling guard, kind of got herself back in the game. And then in the second round, just took Hannah Cyphers down, beat her up a bit and choked her out and let out a fucking scream. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like Kat Zingano after she beat Amanda Nunes after all the shit she went through. Like, just like, oh my God. It was concerning when I was hearing it. I'm like, oh my God, is she okay? And then after the fight, I apologize for not knowing the guy's name. The reporter asked her something about, did you thank her for quote unquote saving your life? Which I guess she did say that in the octagon. She went into detail about that yeah, she in no uncertain terms kind of said that she basically like contemplated suicide over the summer, which, to get a little bleak here, is also, she's not alone in this. A study just came out a few days ago that 10% of the country has had serious thoughts of suicide in the past few months. So it was very interesting and touching to me because I was not aware of this till very recently. Mallory Martin's such a crazy woman that like I didn't even expect her to ever be this honest because she's like such a soldier. And for her to be this honest was like she didn't do it for anybody but herself to say that. She just was, being candid. But I think it was very inspirational because if you know anything about Mallory, you know how crazy and how tough she is. For her to be honest about that, like it was really inspirational. It was really moving, and it made a lot more sense after watching the fight. Like, yeah, she wasn't gonna go down that night to anybody. She was doing this to save her life. I can't do it justice. Just talking about the fight does not do it justice to what it actually was, what those feelings that came about, and the performance that she had.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she definitely listened to the ref because even the ref was like, "Show me something," and she reacted. She's so fucking tough, man. Because I remember him like, "Show me something, do something," like, and then she reacted. Trying to like to have a moment to get free, get her off the cage or something, and she was still hanging in there. So, yeah, that was a badass fight. What a way to open the fucking card, man.
I don't think it was the first fight. I think it was maybe like the second or third one. But it was very early on. Yeah. And I will say something because we always Hannah Cyphers is a show favorite, and it's weird. This is a very weird time because there's no crowds. But I've seen this like early on with Hannah. Hannah Cyphers may be as close as we can get as far as the American audience to the Japanese crowd I think I've ever seen in my life. She's like the only one that nobody seems to care how much she loses because she fights her heart out in every single fight. That it doesn't matter how many times she loses. Like, we still want to watch her fight.
Yeah.
And it's nuts that the UFC hasn't cut her.
Thank God.
They've cut so many people for so much less, but it's great that they haven't.
They probably are like, you're a company woman. You've been so active, so we're going to have to keep you around.
And I mean, it's not like they haven't been cutting people. Shit, they let Betch go,
Well, no, it was the first fight.
It was?
Right, yeah, they were the first fight. And first fight and performance of the night for Mallory.
Hannah Cyphers can go, I don't know what her winning record is, but she can go fucking 5-12. I don't care. That's what I mean with the Japanese crowd. Like, in Pride and a lot of Japanese promotions, there are certain fighters that it doesn't matter how many times. Like Mark Hunt didn't have a great record, but they loved him just because he was such a warrior. Like, keep bringing him out as long as he fights.
Yep.
Or you just want to see that Bushido spirit, I mean, it's like your love with Thiago Santos. You don't care if they win. You just want to see that Bushido spirit.
Yep. Just fight.
Great on Hannah. I mean, weird saying that after a loss. I mean, she fought so well, and then all the props of the world to Mallory Martin, man. What a beast she is. I've always liked her, and she also had a few botched weight cuts, and I was like, I don't know about this chick. She's really all in there, but now she's in the UFC. It looks like she's not taking it for granted, and she wants to stay here and she wants to do damage. I mean, this is a woman who says she wants to be the female Justin Gaethje. So if you guys didn't know that, just to illustrate how fucking crazy she is. Yeah, that's her. And even she had her weak spots, her weak moments, and she was honest about it. So gave a lot of hope in these really dark times. I can't thank her enough for it. God bless you, Mallory. And my I can't call her my countrywoman because I'm not Mexican. I'm not really Mexican. So Alexa Grasso just bleeds future bread maker wife. Got a unanimous decision win over Jim Young. I can't never say it. Jim Young Kim, I believe. Man, this was a crazy fight. Did you catch this one?
Yeah. This was a good one. She looks so good.
It was wild though, because like the size, right? It was like this isn't gonna end well.
She still looks smaller, right?
Oh, she was definitely smaller, but I didn't expect her to pack such a mean punch, especially against a girl as big as Kim.
That Superman punch was beautiful. Her boxing was just on. I mean, the first round kind of sketchy. I'm pretty sure she was like trying to fill her out, but yeah, it's just the way she countered. Beautiful. I didn't know it was gonna work out for her like this. Good for her for moving up.
I don't know if they gave her much of a option, but still, well. Kim, yeah, because was it the Gadelia fight that she couldn't even make it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like 10 pounds that she would have weighed in, like overweight? Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Especially when you're facing Gadelia, who, with all her struggles, I don't think she's ever not made weight. She's damn near died doing it, but I think she's always made it. So, well, I think in Invicta there was a few times, but again, it always happens in Invicta for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, she looks good. We'll see where this takes her because I know people talk about how weak 125 is, and coming from 115, yeah, 115 is probably the stronger weight class, but you got some girls right now that are coming up. She needs to look out, man. There's some good girls in that division.
Yeah, she's already ranked now because I think Kim was ranked number 14. So
I'm not surprised. I mean, even if she wasn't all that ranked, I'm sure that she would have been ranked because Grasso is very marketable. But,
yeah, I think they will kind of fast track her.
I mean, she's Mexican. She's cute. She shows her feet to internet.
She's
Did you see
friends
that
with
one?
no.
Oh
I
my
don't like
god!
feet, man. You know I don't like feet.
It's funny because sorry. Okay, I thought you've seen this. So I'm sorry, I'm laughing. So I think Borochina Depot like cut this little thing. Like, she was doing like a Q&A live stream type thing. She was just like answering fans, and it's so funny because she was doing it in English, which she speaks very good English. She speaks English very well, but obviously she still has an accent, so it's like it's kind of cute, it's kind of funny. And some random fan, I'm assuming over Twitter, said like, "Oh, can we see your feet?" And she's like, "I don't get why people want, I'm sorry, I'm Mexican. I can't."
Oh no.
I don't know why the people. That's the big deal with my feet. It seems like a lot of people like my feet. Like, oh, okay. And I think she was like barefoot. She just like pulled out her foot and put it in front of the camera for like a second. So, oh, but people say I have cute feet, so I like it. Like good. That's nice.
Girl.
She's so innocent. I was like, oh my god, you know what you did to these sick fucks.
Right? You better put your feet on the OnlyFans account or something.
She's doing this shit for
girl.
So innocent.
Get paid, girl. If you think like that's gonna, use that. There's some sick fucks out there.
There's not even
Dude,
that many.
There are sick fucks out there.
Yes,
I got paid $50 for some dude to suck on my toes. Okay? I bought lunch for all my friends that day. I don't even have cute feet, bro. There's some sick fucks there.
You get it? Oh my god, Reen, you never told me this.
Yeah. That's why I'm like kind of grossed out with feet now. I'm like, what? Because I had that incident happen. Dude saw my nails, right? I used to always have nice nails. Dude saw my nails, and he's like, let me see your feet. I'm like,
you got that Vietnamese hookup.
But yeah, dude was like, let me see your feet. I'm like, what do you mean? You want to see my feet? He's like, I'll pay you. I was like, okay, word, all right. How much? $50, man. I made $50. All I had to do is show him my feet, and then he sucked my big toe. $50, Alexa Grasso. You can make money off your feet, girl.
Alexa Grasso's foot. I haven't seen your feet, Reen, and I'm not trying to you, but I'm sure her foot is worth at least $100.
Dude, I got some wide ass feet too. I bet she got like cute little small feet.
Yeah, they're just like fucking baby feet, man.
Yeah, see? I got like fucked up like wide ass feet. I had to go find like wide ass shoes. That's why I wear men's shoes.
Oh my god.
Like men's tennis shoes and stuff, like Jordans or something. Like, yeah, I gotta wear the men's one because my feet are like small and narrow and shit.
So you
I don't wear heels.
I was gonna say you and high heels probably don't get along, huh?
Fuck no, I have some, but I don't always wear them.
Wow. I kind of want to stop the podcast here because we can't top this. This is totally random, and I wasn't even gonna bring this up. It was just a funny thing I remembered right now with Alexa and her feet. But I'll give props to Just Bleed. It might have actually been him. He's like, oh, nice. She answered my question. He like,
I might have been.
Oh my god! But yeah, like, oh my god, the day that Roxanne Modafferi does this shit, oh my god, the internet's gonna blow up with these fucking sad virgins, man. That she's like the one. She's like, some dudes want to see Roxanne's feet the way that some dudes want to see Rachel Ostovich's ass.
Oh my God.
That's how desired Roxy's feet is. So, Roxy, if you beat KGB, I think there's yeah. Or shit,
Only
even if you
fans.
don't, you don't worry. That pay cut from not winning, yeah, you can make it up easily. How low are you willing to go, Roxy?
Do it, Roxy. I mean, if you got some dudes that want to jack off to your feet, do it, man. Am I wrong? I mean, at least you're not getting naked, because I've seen some. Damn.
Forums are great.
Woo.
So see, it's the older women that don't give a fuck. Some of these young broads, they're fucking just showing feet and like you get like a little bit of my ass. Trying to charge you like $50 for it and shit. The older women, I will not say which woman, but they don't give a fuck. They will let you in on everything.
I'm like, girl, you need to fucking raise your rates. Excuse me, ma'am? That looked like a 20-year-old pussy. Like, what? My goodness. How do you keep it that way, ma'am? How? You had kids.
Many.
My goodness.
Oh my God.
Bless you. Girl, bless you. I gotta work harder.
I swear to God, Reen, I want to end this shit right now. Oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
One day this will all just come out anyway. So don't worry, folks. We're not trying to keep you in the dark about anything. This will come out very soon, I'm sure. But to get back to fights, God damn it, Alexa's feet led us all to this. So, I guess we'll just finish it with the main event from last week. Did you catch that between Rakic and
oh
Anthony
God,
Smith?
That was horrible to watch.
I mean, I think it's weird that as badly as John Jones beat down Smith, and he did, is nothing compared to what's come subsequently. I want to say that Jones kicked it off, but he beat Gustafsson after that. So it's not like he's gone on this losing streak. He beat Gustafsson after that, but then there was Glover. Well, first of all, there was that intruder.
Yeah,
he's probably the one that fucking kicked it off.
I think so, because maybe that whole, his family being scared and the whole, the mental aspect of it.
You think he has like PTSD? I'm not even trying to be a dick here. Like honestly, like you think he's like fighting is just way too real right now?
Maybe. I mean, we have the COVID thing and this, because the way he was being treated in the cage, I'm like, is he supposed to be in there right now? Like, I felt like I needed to save him or something, because good Lord, he was just getting pushed down and just ragdolled, and he got dominated.
What, over 40 something fights? I mean, fought for the title.
Yeah.
Fucking beat so many good guys. I mean, he's no pushover, man, but ever since the intruder, Glover, it's wild. It's just so weird to me too how much hate he gets. Like it's so weird for people to get their ass beat so emphatically and then get hated on this much. It's fucking wild, man. And it's not even exclusively by John Jones, Mark. There's some people that are like don't even like John Jones and still hate on this dude. Like, man, I don't know how you just don't feel bad for him. He's fucking getting annihilated in there.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. That fight and the Lawler fight too.
Oh my God, yeah, we didn't even do it. I mean, with Lawler, see, at least with Lawler, he didn't get like obliterated the way that Smith did. But with Lawler, it's just plain as day to see. He's shot. He's done. I mean, when you can't pull the trigger, I mean, getting into BJ Penn territory, like you just clearly there's openings. You don't take them. You can't do it.
I tried to rewatch it to actually pay attention to, and it was just painful. I was like, no, I can't watch this.
It's weird because like even Condit, who obviously we all know he's on the downside and he's my favorite fighter and everything. He has good moments. Like he's doing really good, and then all of a sudden he's not. Like it's different. It's like the game with Condit. It's kind of like the game passed him by. With Lawler, it's just like he's just not trying anymore. It's sad. It's
Did,
sadder with Lawler, even though he's not getting finished, than
yeah,
Conde, who is.
I was thinking about Condit too. I was like wondering if that kind of just
Yeah, that did him in.
started, yeah, the downfall, because
Both of them.
that was a really close fight. And then the next fight was Woodley, and he lost that, the title.
And Conde lost to Maya, got submitted in 1 round.
Yeah, and
And,
Robbie's just been on a rough, path ever since. And that was what, 2016.
and I mean, you can't have too many fights like that. I mean, he had the fight with Rory, that was bad. And
Mm-hmm.
then the fight with Condit, which is probably worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't take too many of those. I know
Yeah.
he's tough as hell and he's got iron chin, but you just can't take too many of those. Body doesn't work like that. So that does it for the rewind. That does it for probably for feet talk and MMA. Reen's personal life.
I'm gonna have to like hit up Alexa.
I'll translate if need be. I'll translate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, girl.
I think she knows what OnlyFans is, even in English. So yeah.
Okay.
Now I
Okay.
can explain to her because clearly she doesn't know about feet fetish on the internet. But
Like, don't do that again.
one last question. One last question, just because was this just out in the street? Your story? You were just like walking down the street, or
Yeah, it
what?
was some dude, and yeah, I was in South Carolina. This is when I was living out there.
Oh my! Oh my! Okay. All right. Say no more. Say no more. We could just talk about this off air now. Yeah. Say no more. That explains so much. I thought this was Sacramento, which I could explain. I could expect some weirdos there, but yeah, South Carolina. Say no more.
Yep.
Yep.
I got paid.
Damn, they got $50 over there.
Yeah. Well, it was more in the city, so I mean, do have
There's
nice
cities over there?
cars. So. Well, not like city, but you know what I mean. Like it's a little bit more populated because it's the capital.
I don't know. I'm fucking around, but wow.
Yeah.
Just wild.
Shit, we hit up the Applebee's. And yep, that was funny.
There's still so much I don't know about you, Reen. This is, we're gonna find more shit out as each episode goes by. So yeah,
bro, I've been around, bro.
Clearly.
Strip clubs and everything. I got stories about that too.
Well, let's save that for the next one. Yeah, moving on from all that, let's get into the preview of the losing track now. I'm gonna say the Vegas 9 card. First up, Montana de la Rosa is going to fight Vivian Araujo, who hasn't fought in quite a while, and I still have not. Maybe my memory's fuzzy. I still think that she had gotten COVID because she was meant to fight earlier in the year, but regardless, nothing new nowadays. Montana de la Rosa is coming off an ass whooping of Mara Romero Borello. I think I finally said it right. Did look great in that fight, and Araujo, well, she hasn't fought since she lost to I, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, that was her last fight. Yep.
So damn near a year now, I think. This is gonna be. Fuck, you know what? I'm looking at their names right now, and honestly, I can't pick.
I can't either.
I like both of them, and I think stylistically, it's very interesting.
Yes, it is.
I want to say Araujo has the stand-up edge because clearly we know she can crack, but De La Rosa's stand-up's getting real good. I mean, she dropped Barella, and then obviously her ground game is no joke, and Araujo's very good on the ground too, so they're both like top-heavy too, you know what I mean? Like they have like very similar games. It's just this is like going to be like will against will type thing.
Damn. I'm just going to, yeah. It's hard. Vivi, I'm just gonna stick with her.
In that case, I'll go with Montana because I mean, I don't know. I've always just liked Montana. I love Vivi too. I do.
Yeah, it's so
but
tough.
She's been inactive. First fight in the COVID era. Possibly got COVID if I'm remembering right. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. This can be interesting.
Yeah, to be a good fight.
that's on the prelims. Going on to the main card. Basically, I'm going on to the co-main because there's really not much on this card. OSP, Oven St. Preux, is going to fight Alonzo Menafield. And this is a fight that was supposed to take place 2 weeks ago and got pulled because OSP supposedly tested positive for coronavirus. But it looks like, though, I heard rumors that supposedly it was a false negative a false positive. And the fact that he's coming back in 2 weeks kind of leads me to believe that it may have been because you don't recover from that shit in 2 weeks, especially enough to fight. Right. I mean, look at the Irene Aldana situation. They pushed the fight back 2 months. So I'm starting to think that it may have been a false positive because I'm assuming they probably just told him quarantine just to be safe, and then you can fight as soon as you're good. So,
yeah. Well, did he make weight, or was he even trying to make weight at that time? Because he had to do that weight cut, and then now this one?
They pulled him, I want to say, the day of weigh-ins or possibly the day of the fight. It was like down to the wire. This was not he came in on Monday and we pulled him. Like, no, he was well on his way to fight.
Oh, shit. So I wonder if that's going to be, something that might hurt him. Because that was 2 weeks ago, you said, right?
Yeah, and then it's interesting. I don't think it was the same card, but there was the Jan Kudalaba incident too. He tested positive, I think, twice. Because I think he was supposed to fight that one right. Russian dude earlier in the year, and then he tested positive. They pushed it back. And then as they were going to fight that same day or the day before, they pulled him for testing positive.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's almost getting to the point now the UFC seems pretty safe with the way they're doing it. I'm not really even criticizing them here too much, but the hell's going on? Like, you gotta, I feel like shut it down for a week just to see what, you know what I mean? Like, just test them and see what happens because shit's getting weird. And then remember that situation, what was it with, I think it was Scott Holtzman? No, Ian Heinisch? Yeah, Ian Heinisch. Where one of his cornermen tested positive, but that was bullshit.
Yeah. At least with those, they kind of caught it early, but OSP, like, he was on his way. Like, what happened with the Monday, like, testing measures? Like, it didn't show up then? That's so odd.
And that's the other thing, too. How long is how long is it till they're getting back the readings, the results?
Crazy, man. And now he's doing this with another weight cut, possibly.
You know what? I wasn't even necessarily, I didn't have a dog in this fight. I didn't even really care. But now that you brought up all that shit, yeah, I think by default, I got to go with Alonzo. I got to go with Menafield.
Yeah.
And same. I think OSP could beat him. But yeah, that may be too much. And if it is a thing of like what I suspect that he just had a quarantine, I mean, how much is he working out? I mean, he could do push-ups, maybe some jump rope. I mean, I guess it depends how he's doing in his house, right? I don't know if he lives by himself, cool. If not, he's like staying away from his family, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, who knows? Who knows how seriously he took it as well? So that can't be good.
Yeah, just mentally exhausting. Going back and forth with all that shit. Fuck. They're still doing it the nasal way, right? With that fucking like.
That's what I thought they'd been doing. I like the videos I've seen with like Dana. It looks like that's what they're always doing to him. Ugh. I would figure that's what they're doing to everybody else.
That's gotta be tough. Yeah. Crazy, man.
And then you gotta wonder too, like you actually kind of brought up an interesting point. Like, what if the weight cut affects this shit? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, doesn't even have it like less water in your body because obviously they're sweating, taking all that water away. Like obviously you're dehydrated. Maybe dehydration kind of reads as a sign of like something COVID related. Yeah, they can always do that too. Yeah, right? I mean nobody knows enough as it is. Fucking doctors and scientists don't know enough. What the fuck are we supposed to know?
For real, we just shit talk on a podcast.
Yeah, interesting theories. It's just speculating here. Yeah, you're
Bro
right.
Science.
bro, sciencing this, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, all the best wishes to OSP. Really hope he wasn't sick.
Yeah.
I hope he wins this fight. Good for him, but yeah, it seems like it's a lot going into this. So yeah, probably Metafield will take it just because he doesn't have to deal with as much. Same with you.
Same.
Same. Okay.
Yep.
And now to the main event. Alistair Overeem is going to fight Augusto Sakai. So, Reen, I know you're not the biggest fan of Sakai since he's an overweight Asian, but and not a lot of those come by. But I mean, do I have to ask? I mean, it's Overeem, right? You're gonna.
Of course, the Reem, the uncrowned king, the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Oh no! You're tripping.
It's kind of jacked up though, man. Like, cause he's climbing his way back up, and then now John Jones might just like throw a wrench in everybody's plans in the heavyweight division.
Oh, please don't tell me you thought this guy could legitimately become champion.
Who, the Reem?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows with him?
Today.
Dude, who knows with him? Who knows with that dude? I thought he was done for like 2 fights ago.
Shit, I thought he was done like 10 fights ago. I mean, I'll give him respect. He may be the only guy to beat Bisping on the crazy scale of like, bro, hang it up. This is not for you. I mean, obviously Bisping has come back with so much. I mean, if you look at just knockouts, he came back from that first loss with Hendo, that fucking incredible fucking KO. Came back from that a few months later, won, still kept on going on winning streaks, and then Overeem, yeah, I mean, so many knockouts to name, but especially the Ngannou one. He lived to tell the tale, and he still wants to fight. Like, yeah, I know he's a weird one, but I don't know. I've never put stock in him as UFC champion. I just never could.
So close, and he's like close again. It's possible, man.
Even when he was Ubereem, even 2011 beating Brock Lesnar, 11 fight win streak and all that shit, I'm like, nah, Kane's gonna beat his ass. JDS is gonna beat his ass. Like those dudes, I thought were gonna beat him. The guys that were champions back then, but obviously we never found out.
Yeah, well, you know me. If the Reem is fighting, that's my dude. Dude, he healed up like fucking Wolverine and shit though. That lip.
Well, that's because the UFC has plastic surgeons on hand.
Oh, good lord.
That's why you go. I mean, I will never forget that. I think the first time I heard him talk about that, may have been on Rogan's podcast, but he was talking about that. I think when Ronda got knocked out with Holly Holm, and talking about how he makes sure that there's a plastic surgeon with the UFC because of shit like that. He's like, doctors will fix you up, but they're not gonna make you look good. Like plastic surgeons, the only ones that know how to like actually make it unnoticeable. Because I guess Ronda really did get fucked up in that fight too. Like I think she got a broken nose. Like it wasn't just that she got knocked out. Like she actually got like actual damage.
Oh yeah, her teeth were fucked up. She couldn't even eat an apple for a while.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the doctors did good work.
Yeah.
Props to them. Fixed up Jessica Penne, she got something out of that too.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. She earned that fucking nose job, man. Joanna did half the work for the doc.
Damn, she's never coming back, huh? Cause she got popped again, didn't she?
I don't think so.
Did they like fix all that bullshit and she got popped again or something? I don't know.
No, I don't think I think they like just said like, okay, just a couple more months. But I don't know what that is. Yeah. She got OnlyFans. She's doing all right now. Props to Jessica. Keep doing your thing.
I haven't seen those pictures come by.
We'll talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's finish this podcast now. Just kidding.
Well, we're going to finish this segment for now, so that does it for the preview. So let's get into the headlines. First up, how could you let it happen, Reen? I thought you were taking care of him, your boy, Glover.
This is really fucked up now.
Yeah, and shit, Glover too, who, I know we keep talking about Brazilians getting it, but he doesn't even live in Brazil.
No, wasn't he like Philly?
Connecticut, yeah, back east. So it's just a small ass state. I don't know what the cases are like there, but it's not New York. It's not. Well, even New York's died down. It's not Florida. It's not some one of these hot states, you know.
It's not fair, man. That means that Santos has to get COVID too to make it even. I don't
Well,
like this.
at least I'll give you credit that you're not just going after Holly just because you hate her. You're even after going after your possible second husband in Thiago Santos.
I mean, Glover's older, man, and now he got COVID.
You know what? You actually kind of make a compelling argument here.
I mean, seriously, it's not cool, man.
See, it's fucked up with the Aldana Holm situation because Holm is already older, so Aldana should be fine since she's the younger one.
Well,
That's just for your own sick amusement.
Holly got too many chances. Yeah, that just sucks, man. And then now their fight is moved.
Yeah,
and it's not a main anymore.
Yeah,
right?
this was supposed to be the main event for next week's card on the 12th. And now it's no longer a 5-rounder because it's no longer a main event. It's a 3-rounder. And speaking of Holman Aldana, poetically enough, is going to be on the undercard for that. And this just came in. I was not aware. Or I don't know if this is even official, but this fight's supposed to take place on Fight Island.
Damn.
So I don't know why they're going back. I mean, I know Aldana's. Well, I guess Santos living here because he's with Yana, right? Are they in top team or what are they doing? They're in Florida, right?
Yeah, last time I checked, when I stalked their page, yeah, they're in Florida, I thought. Because Russia was, sketch. They couldn't stay in Russia. And then Brazil, they have their issues too. Yeah, so they decided to stay here in the States. But, I mean, the Holm Aldana fight is the main at Fight Island?
Yeah, for this fight night, yeah. The October 3rd fight, yeah. I mean, it was the main in the August card when the Shabazi and Brunson fight happened. That was supposed to be the main for that, and then it got postponed. Mm-hmm. So it's still the main for this too.
Damn, good for Aldana to get a main spot like that on Fight
Well, yeah, thanks to the greatness of Holly Holm, of course she gets.
I know. Why does she? I'm trying to give Aldana props, man.
Why are you giving that Mexican credit? She didn't earn this shit.
Damn.
I'm fucking around.
You were trying to say like she's like just what is it, like on her skirt tails or whatever, like taking advantage of the white girl.
She wouldn't be here without the white woman. The white woman's opening doors for her.
Yep. Damn.
I may simp for white women, but I ain't going that hard with it. I'm fucking around, people. I can be honest and say that I simp for white women, but not this hard. I'm down with Aldana too. She's possibly one of my favorite fighters. So yeah, all the respect to her.
Yeah, all jokes, Aldana.
Oh shit! What if she starts showing her feet? Like, I imagine Aldana and Grasso just like wiggling their toes at the camera all the time, and them doing it for free because we didn't get in their ear fucking close enough, Well,
I was gonna mention like they're friends, don't they? Like train together or something?
Yeah, they're homegirl. They're like really good friends.
Yeah, so they should do something. That translate for Aldana too. Hey, DMs, group DMs.
We need to move him here. We need to move him to San Diego. That's where that's where it goes down. The Lions MMA, Hurricane Awesome, all those San Diego gyms is when the girls get that itchy finger for the OnlyFans account. So we need to move them here. I don't think Mexico's the place to be for the OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think you're right. the website or firewall or whatever is going on over there.
You take your pick, Reen. I'll sponsor one of them. You can take Alexa or Eden. I'm down with either. They can marry us.
I'll take Alexa. Yeah, so you can like piss off. Girl. Well, you can piss off Just Bleed.
No, at that point, he'll just try and get us both deported. He won't give a fuck. He just wants to watch the world burn,
That shit's funny.
Oh my god. Anyway, enough with the Mexicans. Oh, actually, I can't even say that because the next one is fucking Mexican. Canelo, man. Next story, ironically enough, Canelo Alvarez is having issues with DAZN. So if you guys don't remember, I think it's been a year or two, like 2 years since he signed with DAZN, that exclusive contract, $350 million or $360 million. Don't remember, over 10 fights, basically $35 million a fight, the biggest deals with a streaming TV service for a boxer ever. And they're basically trying to, because of the pandemic, which is understandable, telling them they can't pay him that much. So they're going around half. I think they're saying around 17, 18 million. And Canelo saying, fuck you. And he said he's willing to sit out the rest of the year, which is huge because boxing really doesn't exist without Canelo financially anyway. And as we see in people, if we believe the UFC numbers, people are still shelling out money. Even with the pandemic, even with the economy, they're still shelling out money for fights. This has always kind of been a thing. I think fights are a good escape. Canelo obviously got the Mexican market. This is big, big money, and he's just telling him, fuck you. And honestly, I respect him for it.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It's a contract. Contract's a contract. You can't go back. It's not his fault. They should have added some clause or something maybe later on in the future, like they'll put some clause, because I mean they gave him guaranteed money.
Exactly.
It was such a huge deal. Yeah, it was one of a kind. They gave him guaranteed money. That's not his fault. That's their fault.
And shit, if he I wouldn't even be surprised if he's willing to compromise. Like, okay, you don't have to give me 35, but you got to give me something close. Like, give me 25, give me 30. I could imagine him probably saying something like that. But even if he doesn't, he just wants to stay at 35. Fuck it. I mean, he's got the money. He's not obliged to do it. Interested to see if this is going to go to court. I don't think it will.
You can't. It's a contract.
Yeah, because the thing is like, okay, they can say, well, he's not taking fights and we had a deal, but he can say, well, I'm not taking fights because they're not paying me what they're saying. So fuck them.
I can't take fights. Where are we going to do this?
Or shit, he could even pull in like the safety hazard bonus. You're an essential worker and you're still working. Even in the middle of the pandemic, they should get some kind of bonus. Like, should say something like that. Like, on the contrary, you should pay me more because I'm fighting in a dangerous time, you know?
Right? Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. That's what happens when you try to be greedy and shit. Just lock this man in.
DAZN's a newish company. It's not like, they're not HBO. They're not Top Rank. They're not Showtime. These big channels is Viacom. They have these, DAZN definitely does not have Viacom money. But still, a contract's a contract. And if you think for a second that you'll take them up on that offer and that they're not going to try and lowball you on the next one, come on, man. I mean, these contracts are supposed to be airtight. They fucked up. You got to exploit it.
Exactly. Good for him. Sit out, dude. Relax.
And this is something that Canelo will never get that much credit for, because I'll never forget, he took a very interesting deal before this. Even with the Mayweather fight, like some of the biggest fights before he got with the DAZN, it was interesting. He would get pretty low paydays for a boxer. He would get like $5-10 million purses. For someone his caliber, that's very low. But the reason they were so low is because he was willing to take less of a paycheck as far as his salary goes, so he can get money off of the television rights in Mexico, because he knows everyone watches his fights in Mexico the way Americans watch the Super Bowl, and the fights are free in Mexico. So that's how he decided to go with money. So he basically was looking at the long-term game and said, I'd rather take less money up front and get more money on the back end. Whoever his manager is, or him thinking up with this, got to give them credit, because I don't know many people who do that in boxing, especially Mexicans. Like, Mexicans have been known for getting fucked over with their contracts, especially with a lot of American promoters, Don King and the like, But this guy did it well, man. In other news, Conor McGregor made Forbes 2020 highest paid celebrities, not athletes, celebrities. He came in at number 53. And according to Forbes, I guess I'm not sure how they estimate these things, but they suspect that he made around $30 million for the Cowboy fight, his only fight this year, early in the year. And I guess the rest of the money has come through because of Proper 12, his clothing line, Mag Life, all the other business interests he has, Reebok deal. So yeah, Connor's up there with I think he was sandwiched somewhere in between James Harden, Kim Kardashian, really, really high profile people.
Wow. So
Yeah.
if he doesn't have a fight next year, then what will his money look like? Because that was like 30 million right off the bat with just one fight. And that fight didn't even last that long.
And it wasn't even a title fight.
No.
It wasn't
So,
even at his weight class.
yep. And I guess he's been off the WASADA list for what, 8 months now? He hasn't been testing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, again, he's in Ireland, so I mean they're not traveling.
What's going to happen next year? Is he going to make that same amount of money, or is he going to even like come back? Or
I still don't think he should. And I'm not saying this as someone that because I don't like Conor. I don't think he should come back and fight Khabib, but the honest truth is he could.
I don't think Khabib wants that anyways.
He wants that money. Pretty
Khabib?
sure he does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Khabib doesn't need money.
Neither does Conor.
Yeah. Well, Conor might. Khabib doesn't need it.
I don't know. I think I'm
I
not.
don't think he'll ever give Conor that fight. Ever. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at him because he's not in it for the money. And then also he said disrespectful shit about his father. Good things and then like talking shit and then his father passed away. So I don't think he'll ever do that just because how he's built, his mindset, just the way he is. There's no way. So Conor's best bet would probably be Masvidal or Nate. Another fight with Nate.
That's interesting. I was gonna say, to me, it didn't make sense that Khabib wouldn't take that fight because, I mean, he beat his ass so easily in the first fight. Why wouldn't he just do the same thing again? But
That's the problem. Like, why would he want to? It was too easy.
But that's the thing. If what you're saying is true, if he's gonna take his father's death and his life, I should say more his life than his death. If he's gonna take his father's life, that seriously, I don't even think he's gonna want to. I mean, God forbid if Conor says something about his dad now. I mean, that's not gonna be a prize fight, you know?
Yeah, I think Coach Javier, his coach, even mentioned it. Like, no, he'll never give him that fight. The only fight he's looking forward to is this upcoming one,
KG.
and then GSP.
That's so
it.
wild, man. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not gonna say I don't consider Russian martial artists because of course they have skilled martial artists in Russia. But I mean, he's from Dagestan. He's this just hard-nosed wrestler, sambo guy. I don't know. I forget that he is that martial artist and wants to test himself against the best. I mean, to try and fight GSP, of course, that's a money fight in itself. But GSP is a way more skilled fighter, even at this age, than Conor. Like, I have no problem saying that. I'm quite sure that GSP would beat Conor now, even at his age, even with him being out of the game.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
So him and Khabib and GSP, Jesus. Yeah, and to put a stamp on that, to beat GSP and Conor, I mean, I think you probably, with that, will just get GOAT status right away. Like, I don't think there might not even be a debate. He might even surpass John Jones because he is actually undefeated. He doesn't have that Matt Hamill loss because of his stupid elbow.
Or any issues with picograms.
Yeah,
no cloud over his head.
Well, Putin knows how to hide them shits, you know? I mean, you've seen Icarus. Yeah, I went there.
Goodness.
Holes in the wall.
You think he would?
I'm just talking.
I don't think so, though.
Honestly, I'm just talking shit, but I don't put anything past Russians. Yeah, I said it. I'm already on Magomed Bibulatov's shit list. He's gone at me on Twitter. There's a man who would run like Ramzan Kadyrov's like fucking death forces and shit, and he's gone at me because I make fun of the whole strangling gays in the forest type thing. So yeah. If something happens to me, Reen, you know what's up.
Yeah, now I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably never told you about that one, but yeah, you're too
No.
deep in now. You're too deep in now.
Well,
You're gonna ride or die with me, girl.
I talk shit about the Yakuza, so.
What? We won't get up. I'll talk about that one off air because I've probably already said too much about people.
I know, man, I won't get fucking whacked. My fingers, you'll be like, what happened to your pinky? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
At least we kept quiet about that one girl's WAP, you know?
You mean that lady?
I should say that woman, you know?
Yep,
but,
that woman.
Yeah.
Not she ain't a girl. Maybe her WAP look like a 20-year-old. Sorry.
That's not an insult.
Dude.
Ooh. Again.
Wow.
We get way too sidetracked on this shit. Anyway. So Connor's rich.
Picture it now.
I'll say this: Connor's gotten way worse pussy than that, as we've seen from certain videos. But yeah. Anyway, we're not. Deron Winn. This is some crazy news, Reen. So your guy Deron Winn, 9-month suspension, and this may be a first that I've seen in MMA, at least in the UFC, for amphetamines.
What is it for again?
Amphetamines.
But what is it? What is it specifically? Because I was trying to look it up, and they're like ADHD.
Well, okay, I don't know how chemically. I don't know how this is processed. You know what I mean? Like, I've never taken a piss test where I'm like, okay, I've taken piss tests, but I don't do drugs, so I've never tested dirty for anything. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to imagine if you probably take something like Adderall, which is basically meth, you might test positive for it because it is an amphetamine. I mean, is it an amphetamine like in the street sense?
Yeah.
In the chemical sense, I don't know. But if your body processes it that way, I got to assume you might test hot for it.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I was trying to look it up and like, well, is it in something? And one of the first things that came up was like ADHD medication. Then I was like, but he doesn't have that, right?
Well, here's the other thing is that, okay, this is a quote unquote, illicit drug use. You know what I mean? Because it's not looked at as like steroids or anything. But here's the thing. I mean, amphetamines are uppers. It's very possible that he doesn't do Adderall or meth or anything like that, but he probably took it prior to the fight or close to the fight to try and get an advantage because it's an upper, it gives you energy.
That sucks, man.
I don't know his case, and I don't know if he's gonna dispute. Well, I guess he didn't dispute this. He accepted this deal.
He admitted it.
Yeah, so I don't know what his excuse was, I guess, but this is the first, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened more, especially with some of the characters. We like Jordan Knight. Jordan Knight tested clean for all his fucking tests. Straight out of Mississippi, hillbilly Jordan, Hick Diaz, Jordan Knight. He didn't test positive for amphetamines. Come on, man.
Mike Perry?
Yeah, that's
another one. It's another one. Yeah, when I saw this on the docket, I was sad about it. I was like, damn, dude, because he works with kids with DC. Oh. Yeah, wrestlers.
Does he that's not do wrestling classes with them too, or?
Yeah, high school.
Yeah, because DC coaches his son, right? And like kids, high school kids, right?
Yeah, he helps out with the Gilroy High School wrestling team. He's with DC.
Oh man, so they're boys. They're damn.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, that's DC's homie. That's not good, man. That's such a bad look.
Shit, you don't know now. Now DC's retired. Maybe he's trying to find a side hustle, Man, I can't even make that joke because it's not even funny because DC's just not that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, and obviously this was months ago, so that had nothing to do with it. But yeah, it sucks. That stain, I mean, if he did it and he cheated, fuck him. but I'm trying to find a different reason as to why he tested positive, other than that he does it recreationally or he's just trying to cheat. It's kind of hard to come up with an excuse, and at least props to him. He didn't try to make an excuse, but
yeah, it's just sad, man. Like the kids that look up to him, like
yeah,
not a good look, man. That sucks for that community.
yeah. And then Gilroy too. You know, they seem pretty tight because I know it's small as
Yeah,
hell.
it's
Yeah.
small, very tight community, so it's not like they're not going to know. You can't
Mm-hmm.
hide from that, so that sucks, man. I don't think he'll ever be back. If this with this 9 months suspension, I don't think he's gonna come back. He was on a decline anyways.
Yeah, we were talking about like shit. What's up from what's next for him? So yeah, and
Yeah.
then I mean, this was for that Gerald Meerschaert fight, which he lost. He got submitted, so there's that too.
Yep, because I mean, his only option was to really get down, you know, cut some weight, lose some weight, get down, because that's not his weight class. You know, they're too tall. But there's no way. He's too stocky, and then now this. So I think that his career is over in the UFC.
Yeah, I would not. I mean, why keep him right now? You know, not to be a dick, but at this point, it's like, all right, you can clean up, get some wins, and come back later.
That's a
So
no.
yeah, no pun intended.
Man, it sucks too because I like posted a throwback of one of my like pictures that I took of a cage where he originally debuted at in Richmond for Conquer Fighting Championships. That was like one of my first gigs.
Oh, that was the pic from like a few days ago, from a week ago.
Yeah, like I posted that as like a throwback or whatever, and I mentioned like P.S. This was Deron Winn's, you know, debut as a pro. They straight up put him as a pro. He didn't even go through the Amis.
Damn.
Yeah, and he was the main event of that show, and that's where I was like, oh, this is cool. First discovered him. His manager was sitting next to me, which is also friends with DC, and he was chit-chatting with me, and I heard DC over the speakerphone. He's like, yeah, DC's on the phone right now, because this manager was really cool with me, and I heard DC talking about Deron.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was a cool moment for me. And
Damn.
yeah.
So personal. Yeah, see. Forget we have connections too, people. Well, Reen especially way more than me. I've talked to like a handful of fighters, and yeah, it's all privately and shit. So, yeah. Anyway, forget that we had a life before this, but
Yeah, we did. Before we got a little bitter and jaded about the game.
yeah. But moving on to some WMMA news. Bellator has signed Vanessa Porto, the former Invicta flyweight champion. Vanessa Porto is, she's one of these women who the most hardcore women's MMA fans love her because I mean she's very respected in that community, but I don't think a lot of people actually know her outside of that. But this is a big sign for Bellator because yeah, she can easily like her and Elimile McFarlane. Oh my god! Like I don't know how many fights she needs to get there, but it might not be many. And if they fight, that could be very interesting because this might be the hardest fight of Elimile's career. It's gonna be interesting.
Dude, she's scary.
You've seen Vanessa Porto fight, right?
Yeah, she's a tough chick, man.
I mean, she's the one that this is the reason I got so high on Jennifer Maia. Her rematch, the second fight between her and Jennifer Maia, it's legit one of the best women's MMA fights. It's up there with Joanna Wiley. It's up there with Misha Tate and Julia Kedzie. Like it's that fucking good. It's that good. And yeah, she was half of that battle.
I don't remember if I ever caught that one.
No,
I don't think I did. No.
This was probably even before we even met or started talking. This was a good while ago. But if you haven't, if you have time, Reen, you let me know. I'll send you the link. You can watch it. It's a great fight. Stand up wrestling, submissions, it's all fucking there. It's not like wild. It's just super technical and super back and forth. It's really good though.
Damn, they must have offered really good money.
Well, Invicta's just really cool in letting you move on up too. You know, they like
Yeah.
never fight about shit like that. So
Yeah. Well, they didn't feed her to UFC. Like, it seems like they normally do.
UFC is kind of yeah. I mean, Vanessa Porto is very good, but you know when they got like Tracy Cortez and you know yeah okay they let go of Paige, but that's a different story. I mean they got fucking Tracy Cortez and Amanda Hivas and these types of girls, and maybe Vanessa Porto doesn't exactly fit that profile, you know.
Right.
So it's unfortunate, but that is something that we do have to mention whenever there's females in the fight game because that's just a sad reality. But anyway,
Right.
another news: Invicta has announced two title fights. The vacant flyweight belt, which we were just talking about with Porto. Pro Gonzalez, who is the girl that lost to Vanessa Porto to for Vanessa to get that belt. She's gonna take on Erin Blanchfield, and if you don't remember her, Reen, or listeners listening to this, she is the one who head kicked the shit out of someone a few months ago. I think in February, and she just beat the shit out of I think Brogan Walker Sanchez, just like a month or two ago. She's like 19. She's like from 10th Planet. She's a fucking youngin, but she's a killer, man. That should be bananas. I do not think it's going to be a good night for Pearl at all. That's happening. And then Montserrat Ruiz, the Mexican with the terrible name and the cool ass tattoos. She's going to take on Emily Ducote for the vacant 115 title. And
Yeah.
that one should be interesting too. Yeah, Ducote's been looking pretty good in Invicta, and Montserrat's kind of a star on the rise. So I'm very excited about this one. This is supposed to take place in November, and I apologize I did not make a note of the date. I've just realized. But yeah, end of November. Looks like this is the year-end event for Invicta, and looks like they're going out with a bang.
Dude, that's cool. It seems like though, like Pearl's always coming up short, huh? How many
She
how many matches has she had? Like title fights has she had?
she's had I think one.
Oh, okay. I thought she had multiple, like Holly.
No, she's had one. It's the thing is she wins most of her fights. She just can't win like the big one. She lost to Miranda Maverick. Oh no, yeah, you're right. It may have been two because I think Miranda Maverick became the Phoenix champion or the I don't remember, but I remember her losing to Miranda Maverick. It may have been two, but at least for sure one at the
Yeah.
Porto fight. But she wins most of them. She just doesn't win the big one. You know that
Yeah.
Benavidez syndrome type thing.
Right. What happened again, man?
Yeah. Fake titties get in the way, you know, maybe something like that.
It's possible.
I don't mean to be a dick about that. It's just Vanessa. Pro Gonzalez will never escape that with me. And it's not her fault. It's just like if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know that it's okay for women to fight with breast implants. And I honestly blame her or should say I don't know. It's up to you whether you want to blame her or thank her. I really think that was the spike of MMA fighters getting breast implants. Because I think most female fighters were like me and thought you can't do it because the state wouldn't license you. I guess not.
That's so crazy. Remember when they made such a huge uproar with her?
I mean, they're gonna pull her.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden, right? Wasn't it in New
I
York?
know. I think it was Barclays. I think
Oh,
it
okay.
was. Yeah.
Made
She
such a
fought
huge
Calvillo.
deal.
I still remember that.
Yep. The media had a hand in it too and blown it up. And
Yeah.
that's what pissed me off because I'm like, why are we talking about her like this?
Well, because I think like the media was probably the first time they knew about that too. I didn't
Yeah.
know about it, and I've been following the sport forever.
Wild, man. New York is just wild anyway, so seems like they
Yeah,
always just like make up rules.
blame New York for everything, man. Oh man. So yeah, so good. Some really good matchups, some really good headlines there. But let's get into some proper matchups. Let's get away from that and get some really good matchups that are coming up. So one of the fights that was supposed to take place this weekend was supposed to be Carol Rosa and Sajar Eubanks. But Carol Rosa had a terrible weight cut and couldn't continue as of recording this on Thursday. So she can't fight. Sijara Eubanks left without an opponent. So in steps Julia Avila, but it's not going to happen this weekend. It's going to happen next weekend on September 12th. But we're big fans of Raging Panda, and we got mad respect for Sijara Eubanks. This, I don't know how it's not anything but just pure fireworks.
That's kind of fucked up. Okay, so in this case, she didn't make weight. She won't make weight.
What? Wait, who? What?
What's her name? Didn't make weight, right?
Carol Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to take some of her money. Is she getting anything at all? And give it to Banks.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think they're gonna pay her at all. So I don't know what money they can give her. Eubanks, I think, should definitely still get paid something.
Okay. Yeah, definitely pay her, but don't give the other broad nothing. And if they do, like, they need to give that to just Banks, because that's fucked up. She's gonna have to cut weight twice because somebody didn't make weight.
And then facing a monster like Julia Avila.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's not a picnic.
Good luck when she's been waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah. She's ready to go. That's gonna be tough.
This is gonna be This is probably gonna be pretty tough for Avila too, though. Man, I will never forget Eubanks' fight with Aspen, the second one. I mean, she's got that dog in her, man, and obviously Avila likes to fight like that all the time. So this can just be rock'em sock'em robots.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like this matchup.
I love it, actually. It's one of those that, like, on paper doesn't really do much. Just looking at the names, and then you realize, like, oh shit,
yeah,
they both are fucking wild animals.
Yep. Yeah. It just sucks that she has to go through this again, though, and she has to stay longer. And hopefully they're paying her for all that too, because her team has to stay out there longer. I don't think they're gonna go back home, right? They're just gonna stay in Vegas.
I think Eubanks, I could be wrong. I think she does train in Vegas. I'm not sure. I think I could be wrong.
Lucky her. Then.
I thought she was from New York, but I don't know if she'd still been with him. I can't remember, but I feel like she'd been in Vegas for some reason. But don't quote me on that. We have more. Basically, it's all female fights for the matchups, which is not a big surprise because that seems to be. But there's one exception, and we'll get to that in the end. But Tracy Cortez, a.k.a. Lil Rachel, is going to take on Via Malecki.
Damn! Little Rachel? Really?
Well, I'm not going to... Oh, I shouldn't say anything because I'm Mexican and she's Mexican?
No, but is she really Little Rachel?
They're taking pictures together. Hey, Rachel's...
She didn't get popped.
On something. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forget, Reen. Sometimes it's the issue with the
fake lashes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's my issue sometimes. I don't know. There's something about the fake lashes. I have no problem with fake lashes. Just during fighting, that seems weird to me. It doesn't seem practical. That's just me. Anyway, yeah, Tracy Cortez fighting Bia Malecki. I don't know if it's B or Bia. Swedish girl. She's she's pretty good. It's going to take place on October 10th. This is the week after that Holly Holm Aldana fight, so I don't know if this is supposed to be taking place on Fight Island too. Possible, I guess, to be determined. I think as of now, they still haven't even said where the Adesanya Costa fight's supposed to take place. So.
Oh shit! Really?
Last I checked, I still haven't seen anything. So. I don't know what Dana's deal is. I don't know if he's just waiting for shit to get shut down. I don't know if he knows something that we don't. I don't know if he just wants to do it just because he can. I don't know.
I mean, would you bring it over to Vegas with that little octagon? You probably want to do it in Jazz Island, right? That fight?
I mean, they did fucking DC and Stipe in a 25-foot octagon, and one of the most important heavyweight fights of all time.
But it doesn't really sell in comparison to this one.
Well, I think with Izzy and Costa, that could be another selling point. Like, oh, then they're going to be a small cage, especially with Costa with his power. And be like, oh, shit, it's going to force the action. Especially that people are still going to be sour over the Romero fight with Izzy and Romero. You know, like, oh, shit, yeah, push the action. Guaranteed action now.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's weird that I haven't said anything. There's been like all kinds of like fighters picking who's gonna win that fight though, but like there's no announcement of where it's gonna be, which is weird.
Yeah, because it's not like we're that far out. It's like 3 weeks away.
Right? I'm like, wait a minute, you guys are already doing your picks? What?
And if you want to get to Abu Dhabi, it's not exactly like a 1 day trip, especially with the COVID protocols and the isolation and all that.
Right.
It seems to take a while. I guess we'll find out in the next couple of weeks. And other news. And actually, I want to apologize, Tracy Cortez. I'm sorry. I will not make fun of your fake lashes anymore because Reen kind of set me straight there. So you're good, you little Mexican. Our girl, I'm very down with Leslie Smith. She's got to fight. She's gonna fight Amanda Bell. And if you guys don't, Amanda Bell kind of got a bit famous back in the day because she was the first woman to knock out Marina Shafir and knocked her out badly. So, yeah, she's going to take on Leslie Smith. I think Amanda Bell, if it wasn't her last fight, it was probably the fight before. She knocked out Amber Leibrock, I believe. So, yeah,
she's wild, that triangle, because Leibrock knocked out Marina as well.
Yeah.
What a weird fucking triangle.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
And then Leslie Smith knocked out Jessamine Duke.
Damn! What a fucking triangle! Wow! Rough times with the 4 horsewomen.
Jesus, remember those times? That was fun.
Yeah. For sure it was. I mean, yeah, Betch beating them too, so I mean.
Now, how many horsewomen are on MMA Twitter?
Jesus.
You made a comment about it earlier. Too many to name, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, Amanda Bell. It's supposed to take place Bellator 245 on 9/11, which is interesting. It's also the same night that Kat Zingano is supposed to be fighting with Gabby Holloway. So Leslie Smith, Kat Zingano, same card, not facing each other, unfortunately. But on the same card, I can live with that. I'll definitely be tuning in that night.
Me too. Where are they fighting at? They're not fighting in California, right?
No, I think they're doing the same thing like the UFC, and just in one spot, but they're doing it, I think, in the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Man, this fucking whole COVID shit. I really want to see Kat fight live, and it probably would have happened in San Jose, but yeah.
Yeah,
fuck right. You, COVID.
I mean, shit, I seen her fight Ronda live, so what a memory for me, right? But yeah, well, shit, we might have to make an event out of that for real. I'm gonna do my best, and hopefully, with things we're doing, we get some money coming our way, and maybe this is what we'll do: go to fights we actually want to watch. Either watch and or cover, have fun.
Yeah, maybe with this fight, maybe we should do like a live. Because it's Kat, man.
I am down anytime. You know me, Reen. I am down anytime. One last fight on the women's side. Your girl, Katlyn Chookagian, your fellow Armenian, taking... Okay, this is weird. She's taking on Jessica Andrade, who, last I checked, I think we covered that she was supposed to be taking on Jessica I don't know. What happened there?
I don't know either. I don't like this fight. What the hell is going on?
I want to say, I didn't read it, but I saw some headline that I think something like Jessica I opens up about recent weight cuts and troubles and blah, 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 blah. But I didn't read it. So I don't know if maybe there was an issue that she decided not to take the fight. I don't know.
I know she's been having issues with that. So, I mean, she talked shit and she couldn't even make weight anyway.
That was once, Reed. Well,
twice, didn't it happen?
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, because it was Sajara. Yeah, it was twice. Yeah, Araujo and then Calvillo. Yeah, and that Calvillo one was real bad too. Yeah.
So
you're right. Yeah, and then I know you don't accept that shit with anyone fucking with Calvillo. So
absolutely not.
Yeah, this one, fuck, man. I mean, Shikagian, tall, lanky, Andrade, just stout and nothing but power. Jesus.
Damn, I know. And she doesn't have to cut that much weight.
Yep. This probably could be her weight class. I mean, she went from 135 to 115 and did it fine, but she doesn't have to cut as much weight. That's probably it for her. She's always gonna be short. I mean, she was short at 115. There's nothing that's gonna change.
Damn, so Claudia can shut the fuck up now?
Yeah, what if she slams Caitlyn on her head? She's gonna fucking be protesting outside, the UFC Apex and shit.
She's the biggest, well, not biggest, but was the most cut up, muscular strawweight now. She don't gotta talk shit no more. There you go, Claudia.
Oh wait, because Jessica left the weight class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Claudia.
Yeah. So this is supposed to. Oh, speaking of Claudia, this is supposed to take place on the Korean Zombie Brian Ortega fight. There's the prelims for that. So weird connection there too. So.
Yep. Yep. Should have paid attention to Nina instead of paying attention to other things that were happening on the side. But that's a different story for another day.
Supposedly she has an OnlyFans account too.
Oh, what the? Really?
But apparently, I
don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Apparently, yeah, people have been disappointed from what. So I don't know.
Really?
Well, I guess because it's not much of what you think. It's like, she's like leading people on or something. I don't know.
Damn.
I wouldn't know. Something like that, yeah.
She is kind of cuckoo. My coach didn't know. One of my coaches didn't know that she had sisters. I was like, what the hell? He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go stalk her page now. I'm like, you should check out her sisters, man, if you're, concerned about her body and stuff. You're attracted to her, but, yeah, her body, I know. I'm like, check out her sisters, though.
I think you're going to have to send me this, too, because I think you mentioned it, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen.
You didn't see it?
She has
two sisters that are beautiful.
Maybe, once, maybe, a long time ago.
Yeah, that are not, buff and, cut up like that. Yeah.
To each their own, I guess. The last bit of matchups, last bit of MMA news, but fucking doozy. Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal 2 seems to be happening. Dana is talking about it. He's very serious about it. It's supposed to take place on my birthday, December 12th, UFC 256, and it looks like the BMF title will be back on the line.
Really?
I mean, money.
I mean, they're even talking about possibly getting Brock Lesnar back too. So yeah, they're trying to make sure they close the year out strong.
Speaking of that, do you even know what happened with that? I know something about an impasse, which I don't know what that means with the WWE. I mean, is that just his contract expired or?
Yeah, I guess he's a free agent.
Deal? Oh.
He's a free agent. I don't know if they're gonna if this is just another tactic to get more money, but I think Brock is 43 years old. He's had some bad injuries, and yeah, he's his body. I mean, he's a big dude, anyways. Big dudes usually don't last that long. They don't live that long, anyways.
Yeah, he's not young.
Yeah,
and he's not small.
And then for him to be in the testing pool again, and isn't that a 6-month waiting period? But I don't know. I don't know.
Brock don't wait 6 months for nobody.
Exactly. I mean, Dana's if he wants to call me, we can make it happen. But he's 43. He doesn't really need the money, but I'll entertain it. That's what Dana was saying. I don't think it will happen this year if it does come through, but they did that. Remember, they did it last time for him. They gave an exception. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Brock don't wait for nobody.
And then what? He got popped after because isn't that when Mark Hunt got pissed off?
Yeah, that's when he went full scorched earth.
Who knows what they're doing?
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
But what do you think about this fight? You're just not into it, the rematch?
No. Why?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say the first one wasn't competitive at all, so why do it?
It's not going to be fun. I thought the build-up would be better. No, they were so respectful for, you know,
Well,
towards
I was
each
gonna
other.
say, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like I think people like Jorge and Nate Diaz because of build up and shit talking, but they don't do that with one another.
That didn't come through. And then the fight, we saw the fight, then it got stopped, and it's like, okay. I mean, awesome belt, you know, awesome belt, cool, you know, what the media thing that they did at the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, that was cool. But just like leading up to it was so dry. And we're gonna go through that again
I
and then
guess
see possibly the same outcome.
I mean it all comes down to that stoppage, right? The cut Nate Diaz, because there's a thing of like, okay, well, we don't know what would happen in the fourth and fifth rounds because Nate is Nate and whatever. If you want to be naive, and then there's the other thing of you can say, well, Nate doesn't think he lost that fight, and he's just gonna be like, yeah, you got lucky with that cut, which I don't think clearly is not true, but that's a selling point. And then yeah, they're just personalities, so people will buy in. I don't expect it to sell like the first one, but people kind of felt robbed with that one.
Yeah.
People were talking about a media rematch when that one happened. You know what I mean? Right away after that one. So
That was too late now, right? It's gonna be a year later.
people just want to say Nate fight because they know Nate doesn't just take any fight. It's not like, oh, we'll see him next month. He'll just take on fighter X. He's got to
Yeah.
fight big names and exciting names.
True. I mean, if it gets him out of Stockton and fighting again, I guess that's cool, but it's just gonna be dry again. They're gonna be the main, of course, right?
There's no way they're not. I mean, they're not
Right?
going to take a
Yeah.
pay cut or the less attention.
Okay. Part two. The belt is up for grabs, and then Leon Edwards just gets to hang out again and not be known in the United States.
Oh shit! Yeah, we didn't even talk about that one, so we'll just mention it because you did, and yeah, Leon Edwards doesn't get enough respect, but even then we forget about him. He's supposed to supposedly be taking on Wonder Boy Thompson, but there's no official word on that. So if that happens, we can all just sit back and laugh because there's nothing. I mean, he might be the only fighter that gets treated worse than Aljo. You know,
Oh, right? Yeah.
we talk Aljo maybe because he's black, but with Leon Edwards, he's black and he's an immigrant. So, well, should I say an immigrant, a foreigner, since he doesn't live in America, doesn't try to live in America, but still.
Right. Yep.
Jesus, yeah.
No respect for that man.
Nope, not at all. And nobody cares either. That's the sad part,
Yep.
including us. Call each other hypocrites. Moving on from MMA, let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Rochester police officer tells activist she's being arrested, quote, for being an idiot. So there was, I have not seen this video. It's one of those things that maybe I shouldn't see it. Too much going on nowadays, and I've seen a lot of violence with protesters, with cops, with all that stuff. Maybe it's just something I'm trying to stay away from. But anyway, this guy, Daniel Prude, there was a protest in Rochester after he was being held by police, and it led to his death somehow. Man, honestly, I haven't seen the video, so I can't say. I know that they were being excessive with him, and it led to his death. And there was immediate protest in the city after that, and they stormed one of the buildings. These protesters, a public building. There was cops there, and they were being intimidating with some of these women, and they asked why she was going to get arrested, and the cop replied, because you're being an idiot. So that's that story. Not a good story. Not fun. I like the headline only because it'd be great that people could get arrested for being idiots, but this is just not the time to be saying that shit because this is an actual, there's free speech is to be protected, and this guy just didn't like this person and decided to arrest her.
It's just so wild to me. I saw the video. I saw part of the video, and I stopped it because I didn't want to watch it any further. But yeah, it's just wild to me that people are getting arrested for saying certain things. Like there was another one that was floating around. There's a video floating around of this girl getting arrested because she told the cop he had a small penis. But there was another video that was floating around where this guy was drunk and he hit like 4 cars and the cops didn't arrest him. They just let him go. And this dude had trouble even crossing the street. I mean, he should not be out at all. And they let that dude go. So there's some fucked up shit going around in this country right now. You can't say what you want, right? The freedom of speech is over. Like, what the fuck? What happened to this country? It's just so ridiculous. That shit pissed me off, by the way, with that guy hitting 4 cars and nothing happening to him. Like, he could have killed people, right?
I mean, I haven't seen this video. I believe you. I believe that, yeah, because it seems like cops are very selective about when they want to do their jobs, especially as of late.
Yeah. Well, and then I forgot to mention that gentleman was white. So
You didn't have to mention it because I knew exactly what. I haven't seen the video yet. I knew that.
I think it happened in LA too, or it's somewhere in SoCal. But it's just crazy, man. I'd get arrested if I run my mouth. So I try to watch it. I try not to watch any of this stuff anymore. I'm too busy. It really needs to stop, and I hope it does stop, like after election time or something. It just seems like the president keeps like throwing more fuel into the fire. He even like defended that kid in Kenosha, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Yep, it's crazy shit. But yeah, for being an idiot. And then, well, of course, he later changed it to, well, it's trespassing.
Don't get me wrong. It would be fun to arrest people for being idiots, but
there's some people, definitely deserve it.
It's been dormant. I know these protests have been going on. It's just been a lack of media coverage.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back to light. And that's the thing is like, it really seems like the media's confused as to what to cover. It's like, there's a lot of fear mongering with COVID. There's a lot of fear mongering with this. Like, what are we feeling today? But nothing's getting resolved with anything. And come November, I've been saying since the beginning of the year, I'm definitely not looking forward to it. It sucks because November is usually the month I look forward to because I'm a fat ass and I love Thanksgiving. But the Thanksgiving this year is probably not something I'm looking forward to because shit's gonna get wild. Quote me now. It's not gonna be good. So, yeah, I mean, haven't talked about the subject in a while. I know we opened up with Kimberly Guilfoyle because that was a comedic moment. In this one, we try to be entertaining with some of this shit, but every once in a while we get into the news story and it just kind of brings us down. But again, just things to watch out for. We still need to be a bit aware in this world. And you guys come here for entertainment, but we're trying to also dig deep on some of these stories that not a lot of people are going to be talking about,
It's really hard to avoid. I've seen some like tweets or whatever about how like politics is like bleeding into MMA Twitter and this and that. But I mean, it's everywhere. It's in the NBA. NBA just had like, they shut down one of the playoff games.
Yeah,
exactly. How could you not avoid it?
And truth be told, we shouldn't avoid it, any of it. We should be aware of these things. It's not a time when we can say shit like that. It's not a time where we can be like, oh, I just want to get away from politics. Yeah, of course we can feel that way, but you can't because everything is political right now and it's for a reason. It's because the country's in distress.
Yeah.
And people that think they're like, oh, just leave politics out of it and this and that. It's like, well, these are dire times.
Right.
And things need to get addressed with in regards to some of this shit.
Right. And then you have Dana White, speaking for Trump and endorsing him. So how could you not avoid it? It's an MMA. The president of the UFC is discussing it.
Even if Dana didn't endorse him, Trump really was a force in the
community.
Yeah, in the MMA community. I mean, yeah, there's a reason why Dana's so fond of him because he helped him out in the beginning. And that help that he did is invaluable. I mean, it really got the sport moving along at a time when it looked dead. I mean, what Trump did, whether we like it or not, is he had a big part to do with the growth of mixed martial arts. That's taking away the politician and whatever he's done. That's just him as the man. That's what he did. But 15, 20 years later, after that happened, we're here now. And Dana always has that loyalty to people who's helped him. And of course, when you make as much money as he does, and you're in that club, why wouldn't you like him?
Right.
Not that I justify, or I don't even really care what Dana believes, or his beliefs are not my beliefs, and I don't think they need to be, and I don't care. I can just brush them aside. But that's the way I make sense of it. He's rich. This guy helped him out in the beginning. It's clear to see why he supports him.
Right.
I don't try to make it seem, but he supports deportations and kids in cages and free speech and all this stuff. Like, he doesn't think about that. He's just thinking about his money and thinking about his job. And that's unfortunately the way a lot of people think about politics. So
yeah.
He's no different than most of America.
Yeah, and you have fighters talking about politics too.
Again, because
their opinions
kind of have to, yeah, because it's everywhere.
Yeah, so
I
either
mean,
learn to shut it off or live with it.
The fact that we're still, wearing masks right now, and if you're in a store and you see someone not wearing a mask, there's a 99% chance for he or she supports Trump. Just that fact, that should just be seen as, this guy's either an asshole or this person made a very stupid mistake coming in without a mask. But no, we know where they're coming from, and it's purely political. So even something as simple as that cannot be taken down the political route.
Yep.
Yeah, people, we had a lot of fun. Maybe we didn't end fun, but we had a lot of fun talking about feet,
pussy, and
OnlyFans, and
pussy. Okay.
That's fine.
Pussy,
I don't have any.
Pussy.
I don't have any disgust towards that word, but we got to do some type of setup, some type of DM situation with Grasso and possibly Aldana. We gotta figure this out. We gotta send our addresses out so we can sponsor them. I know Trump's probably not going to be too fond of them, but we'll send pictures and maybe like, they're pretty, they can stay. I mean, there's been bricks that I've seen that are trying to put on the wall of thick Latinas can stay. So maybe, they'll make the cut somehow. Who knows? Try and get, Dana's already their boss. So hey, like, they're fine. They can stay.
Yeah, true.
Get some good Mexicans in here right now, Try to end this with a joke. So thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you all next week. As always, you can find me on Twitter at juice_MMA, also on Instagram. Reen?
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find the podcast at iFoxWithJuice, wherever podcasts are. And we're possibly coming to even more platforms soon, as there's other platforms that are coming out that I have already applied to. So keep your eyes out for that. Share, like, subscribe, do what you want. And share the word. We'll be here next week. Hope to see you guys then. Thank you.
See you.